Two-time Grammy nominee Sierra Hull has reached the pinnacle of bluegrass on her chosen instrument, the mandolin. Special correspondent Tom Casciato has the story of how she got there for our Arts and Culture series, Canvas.
On this night at the Hamilton in Washington, D.C., it's easy enough to hear why 33-year-old Sierra Hull has been 6 times named the International Bluegrass Association's Mandolinist of the Year. Not as immediately clear is why Rolling Stone has termed her a rebel of the genre.
Usually I'm just kind of searching for sounds and going by feel and trying to write something that is satisfying.
And indeed, she and her band are right at home with traditional bluegrass sounds. But take the lead single from her latest album, A Tiptoe High Wire. It's a song called Boom. American songwriter used a pretty non-bluegrassy term for it. They called it funky.
Funky? Oh, all right. I'll take it.
I'm thinking, I wonder if Sierra Hull, growing up, thought someday people are going to hear me play the mandolin and say, well, that's funky.
No, I probably wouldn't have thought about it, honestly.
But the song is kind of funky.
It's kind of funky. That's the beauty of where I've gotten to more than I would have imagined, just things, that opportunities that have come, unexpected things, because I was so lucky to have some things happen.
What's happened to Sierra Hull is extraordinary, though it started out pretty ordinary.
We had one of those old bowl-back mandolins.
Yep.
We call them a tater bug where I'm from.
Where she's from is Byrdstown, Tennessee, population under 1,000.
And I remember learning my first tune. I just connected so deeply to that right away.
Were you good right away?
I think it was a combination of having some natural ability, but also being fully obsessed to where every day my dad would come home from work. He was teaching me what he knew at first, and then I was going to these bluegrass jams.
The jams took place at a community center where local players would perform for crowds of 20 or 30.
And I remember being super tiny and those local bands saying, do you want to get up here and play along with us? I learned so much. They weren't trying to go out and do it professionally. They just loved it.
Who were you listening to at that time?
Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver, some of those really harmony-based bluegrass gospel albums.
You rock my soul, Lord, you rock my soul, Lord.
Then my dad brought home a Tony Rice album called Church Street Blues, and I remember just falling madly in love with that record. It was a cassette tape, actually. We used to drive around in his old Ford truck, and I remember the truck kind of ate the tape, and we were so devastated.
But there was one artist in particular who made the biggest impression.
I got my first Alison Krauss album when I was 9 years old, and that just kind of lit my world on fire, and it made me go, this is what I want to do.
With Krauss as her inspiration, she buckled down and practiced and practiced.
And I was lucky to have parents who breathed a lot of love and support into it. You know, if I'd ever get lazy practicing, I remember my dad saying, you've been a little lazy lately, hadn't really been practicing too much. He said, well, you know what's going to happen. One of these days, Alison Krauss is going to call you to come play, but you're not going to be ready.
You wrote Alison Krauss a fan letter.
Well, I did. She never got it, but it was a school assignment. Write a letter to your hero.
By sheer coincidence, I have a copy of that letter here.
Oh.
Would you mind reading it?
Sure. Let's do it.
We'll get to the letter. First, Alison Krauss was probably the most accomplished woman in bluegrass, already 10 Grammys into a career that has seen her win 27. Sierra Hull was 10.
Dear Miss Krauss, dear Miss Alison Krauss, my name is Sierra Hull. I'm a very, very big fan of yours. I'm coming to one of your festivals for the first time, Merlefest, North Carolina. I'm bringing my half-size fiddle for you to sign, so maybe one day I can show my kids how to play. You're my hero. And the idea of going to another state to go to a festival, let alone one Alison Krauss was at, just seemed impossibly cool.
It got cooler when she was outside the festival playing a song by mandolin virtuoso Chris Thile, who happened by and must have liked what he heard.
I look up and Chris Thiele's right in front of me and he says, holy cow, want to play it together? And I was like, what? And so we went and found a little corner somewhere and he jammed with me for like an hour and a half and he took me backstage to meet my hero. And she signed my fiddle.
Dream come true, right? And the beginning of a musical friendship. Just 2 years later, Alison would invite Sierra to perform with her on country's greatest stage, Nashville's Grand Ole Opry.
I've seen a picture of you where you're about 12 and you've got your mandolin and you're with Allison and the band and you're looking at the camera like the cat who caught the canary. Like you
To
look
say
like
the least.
What would follow was a formal music education, fueled by a full scholarship to Boston's Berklee College of Music, leading to a series of compositions and collaborations that have seen her search out directions far beyond bluegrass. Among them, ethereal tracks produced by banjo legend Bela Fleck, jazz funk jamming with guitarist-producer Corey Wong, and sophisticated rhythmic explorations with her own band. Rolling Stone calls her a musical force not only in bluegrass, but in various genre circles. But no matter how intricate the music, her approach remains straightforward.
A lot of times I'm just kind of going, what does the lyric demand? What feels good on the instrument? I'll write some sort of crooked, crazy thing, share it with my bandmates, and they're the ones that'll be like, oh yeah, there's that weird bar of 3 here. And I'm like, okay, great.
Does your music have boundaries, do you think?
I don't think so. Those things that I love about all these collaborations I've done, combined with my bluegrass roots, I think it's kind of an inevitable thing. You're gonna get a little funky in there.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Tom Casciato in Washington.